What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best. It's super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. What's good, people? Sixth element of hip hop here. I'm your host for the night, Reno Noir. We got a crazy ass show tonight because Diddy no longer runs the city. My man ain't running nowhere no more. He is hemmed all the way the fuck up under the jail, and they not letting him out, y'all. They not letting him out. Is he considered a flight risk? Are the charges too steep? We'll get into all that. Also, we got a little bit of news about Blade, the Blade that's not happening, that's happening and not happening and happening. We got some new shit about Marvel Secret Wars coming up, and some things about the X-Men. Let's chop it up. Wait for somebody to roll in. Man, we had a dope show last Saturday. Checked out the whole post-con joint and all the joints that they put up for pre-order. Amazing lineup for me anyway. I thought it was amazing. But yeah, y'all, getting right into it, man. Let's just get it in and get it out. Sean Diddy Combs is staying locked up after a judge Wednesday rejected the hip-hop mogul's proposal that he await his sex trafficking, racketeering RICO trial in the luxury in his Florida mansion instead of a grim, dank Brooklyn federal jail. And man, them Brooklyn jails is dank and they is federal. Raw talk, salute.
Peace, salute. Take that.
Can't nobody hold him down except the Fed.
Man, like they say, chickens do come home to roost. A lot of things he's done in his past to people has come back. He has no friends. He's gonna realize, and he should have known from the beginning. You want to play the villain, you want to be this guy to act,
Yeah, he treats everybody like shit, like he's a gangster, and and
nobody's gonna stand up for him. You see everybody silent, even though most of the people are silent because they participated in a lot of that stuff too with him. But for the most part, the ones he abused, he has no friends in that.
None.
So he's done. I mean, if he really do have those tapes that exposes a lot of politicians and a lot of influential people, and he didn't make copies, then he's the dummy.
Exactly.
Now, if they did raid his homes and stuff like that, cool. They got the copies that he had, but me, I'd be like, yo, I got like 15,000 different copies, baby. You don't
they not all here in my house, bitch.
If he was real clever, but I don't know. You never know. People, they get so absorbed and egotistical that they miss a step in what they're doing. So,
right.
Each his own. I mean, I think he was the cause of Biggie's murder. I don't think he ordered a hit or anything, but I think he was the cause of it.
Yeah,
meaning that if you look at it, maybe he had some stuff on some people and they wanted it, their tapes and all this, and he was like, nah, you ain't getting that. And they said, okay, since you're not gonna do this, all right, we're gonna take some money away from you. Who's your biggest seller? Biggie.
Yep.
And they took him away. You know what I mean? And then Mace was threatened. That's why he left. And you want to die like Biggie? You better leave this fool. And he left.
Yep. Fuck from around this shit, dog. But yeah. So yeah, he what I was just saying before you came in, is locked up, staying locked up after a judge today rejected the proposal to let him lamp in his luxury crib for the until the trial instead of a Brooklyn federal jail. But the U.S. District Judge Andrew Carter, ain't that some shit? Sean Carter ruled that Combs' plan will conclude, which included a $50 million bail offer, GPS monitoring, and strict limitations on visitors, was insufficient to ensure safety of the community and the integrity of the case. So basically, the judge said, basically, Puffy and his lawyers, they said, we'll give you 50 million. You can put a GPS monitoring on me. Just let me go home. Judge said, not good enough. You're a menace to society, Combs, and we're not letting you out. Plus, come on, dude. If I'm Combs, bitch, I'm on a plane to fucking wherever the fuck they don't extradite from.
Well, he can. He the way it goes, they would have somebody on him regardless. The feds hire people on people, even though they got the ankle monitor. They always got somebody on them. Yeah. So that wouldn't be.
It would be very hard to get out. But I mean, listen. I mean, if you can't shake a FBI tail, you really don't know shit, because that's not that hard to do. But especially when you got that kind of money.
No, with the technology now, you can't shake shit.
But yeah, with the technology now, if they want to find you, they will find your ass. And you can't really get away no more, because people act like we live in like this free country or this free society. Motherfucker, you are a product and they are not letting you go. Think about it. You can't even, if you a felon, you can't travel. Like, you can't do, it's all kinds of shit, bro. You lock the fuck up. They're not letting you go nowhere. Especially, and it's Feds. Feds got a 98% conviction rate. And the reason is because they will wait 15 years before they take you to court until they got the case that you can't beat.
Yeah.
Combs, Puffy's lawyers were making their second attempt in as many days to spring him from the Metropolitan Detention Center, where he's been held since he pled not guilty Tuesday to charges that he physically and sexually abused women for years. He went in there thinking that he was going to do a walkthrough, like, I turn myself in, here's some bail money, I go home. No, sir, he's been there for a week already, and he ain't going nowhere, dog. You ain't going nowhere, dog. That shit is a wrap. You done freaked off the last freak off.
You ain't Donald Trump. You can't do that shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Exactly. He thought he was, but see, the racketeering and stuff stems from that rock the vote shit.
Yep.
If you think about it, like, he raised tons of money for that. Everybody got their cut. You see what I'm saying? And they, there's gonna be more people to follow him. There's gonna be some more people being locked up.
Yep. They found, everybody likes to joke about, they found all these lube bottles. Check this out.
Well,
that's nothing but lube. My man.
No, that's Photoshop. That's Photoshop.
Shit. Well, this ain't Photoshop. That's really Puffy Steen. That's Diddy Steen.
Diddy Steen.
That's Jeffrey Combs. But nah, that's the court joint right now. And this is what they also found, weaponry, guns, all that, with serial numbers filed off.
Oh, damn. Now, that's a federal charge in itself.
Exactly. Like, yeah, he had like multiple AKs and shit with no serial numbers, like not just like defaced serial numbers. And yeah, that's a federal crime right there. Like, he's facing a lot of time.
In itself.
Exactly. And a federal magistrate on Tuesday rejected his initial request for bail. And on Wednesday, he and his lawyers struck out with the Judge Carter, who will preside over his trial. Same judge that he got that told him he can't leave today is the same judge going to do the trial. And defense lawyer Mark Agnifilo says that he will next ask the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn Judge Carter's ruling and release Combs. He said, I'm not going to let him sit in that jail a day longer than he has to. You ain't got no choice. And the thing is, like, the appeals court, the appellate court, they're not going to overturn a judge that's about to sit on a trial. It hasn't even gone to trial yet. Yeah, that's a no. That's not happening. And Puffy looked at his family members in court and tapped his heart several times as the trial began, and he sat stoically as he listened to the arguments. And afterward, as federal agents led him away, his relatives, somberly embraced and exchanged hugs and hand slaps and all of that stuff. And his indictment of using his power and prestige to induce female victims and male sex workers into drugged up, elaborately produced sexual performances dubbed freak offs that Combs arranged, participated in, and often recorded. And the events would sometimes last for days, the indictment said, where they would have to actually fucking sit and get IVs of fluids to replenish themselves after all the, fuckery. And the indictment alleges that he coerced and abused women for years with the help of a network of associates and employees. And that's the racketeering of his corporation, using blackmail, violent acts that they've got proof of, including kidnapping, arson, physical beatings to keep victims from speaking out. Yeah. All that shit. Combs, and he's been in federal custody since last Monday night at a Manhattan a hotel where he got arrested at. And arguing to keep him locked up is prosecutor Emily Johnson. She told the judge that the once celebrated rapper has a long history of intimidating both accusers and witnesses to his alleged abuse. And she cited text messages from a woman who said Combs forced them into freak offs and then threatened to leak videos of them engaging in sex acts. Now, that's a significant thing because this is not a report to a cop. This is an internal text. So it's true. It's not like, oh, these are made up allegations. These ain't allegations. These are conversations that they've found of motherfuckers talking about the shit.
Yep.
Amongst each other. And Combs and his defense team, rather, let the wrong shit, was minimizing and horrifically understating what he said. Combs' defense team was minimizing and horrifically understating Combs' propensity for violence, taking issue with his lawyer's portrayal of a 2016 assault at a Los Angeles hotel as a lover's quarrel. The video that we've all seen of him dragging Cassie and beating her. Brutal. That was damning right there. And Johnson, the prosecutor, said he seized on a text message from a woman who said Combs dragged her down a hallway by her hair. And according to Johnson, the woman told Puffy, I'm not a rag doll, I'm someone's child. And we've seen that shit. But he said that Combs is a danger to the community and poses a serious risk to the integrity of the case.
Yes.
And his lawyer, Puffy's lawyer, asked the judge to move Puffy to a New Jersey jail instead of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. I guess Brooklyn's fucked up right now. It's probably a fucking overcrowded, fucked up jail. Which
got hung.
Mm-hmm. It has about 1,200 inmates and has been described by lawyers and judges as overcrowded, violent, and neglected. The judge said his lawyer would have to file a written request. But and it's a valid request. I mean, dude's a fucking huge celebrity, and that jail is really fucked up and overcrowded, so he'll probably get moved.
But at the same time, I mean, who's gonna? The only thing that could happen to him in jail in the population that is in Brooklyn or whatever is people extorting him for protection while he's in jail. But at the same time, he will be in protective custody. He'll be in isolation.
Yeah.
He won't be in general pop,
which sucks.
Yeah. So he will not be in
isolation. Or segregation is ass, bro. Like the whole, it's basically like being in the hole.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. You'd much rather be in gen pop just because of the human contact. Even just talking to people or hearing people talk or seeing other people alone is like being locked up in a fucking, what do you call it, solitary, bro. Not seeing or hearing anyone's voice, it drives people literally crazy.
But at the same time, he'll have a lot of time to think, honestly. And
Too
you
much.
and you think they won't treat him like a normal prisoner. You know what I'm saying? Even in isolation, they won't treat him like that because
Yeah.
he's still a celebrity until he's found truly
Yeah.
guilty. They'll keep treating him like a celebrity until he's found guilty, and once he's found guilty, then he'll be treated like shit. Other
Then
than
it'll just be a number.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah.
Until
His
then, his lawyer will pull strings, get him. Yeah, he don't drink regular water. He drinks Avion or whatever the fuck he drinks.
mhm.
They'll get it to him. His books will be out of this world. He'll be all right
Yeah.
until after the trial. Now he's found guilty, which presumably he'll be found guilty. Then he'll go to Club Fed, and it won't be maximum, be minimum security prison, federal prison. I think that's they have one in I want to say Indiana.
Hmm.
Indiana has one, I believe. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Mike Tyson served his prison straight up, but it wasn't federal though,
Yeah.
and nobody
Well,
fucked Mike Tyson. But you know, but
this
yeah,
dude, this cat here did some shit. Check this out.
yeah,
This guy, Dan Zong, he's got this is a two-story house here in Livingston, New Jersey. And he what he said, his lawyers have told the judge that he's willing to pay $144,000 a month to turn the place into a private jail where he can comfortably await trial on charges that he exploited immigrant Chinese laborers. These
what?
rich motherfuckers will do any and try anything, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the twin Range Rovers in the park in the driveway.
And you don't think they got people that they can contact to do what they want them to do? That
Right.
because primarily that's what he did. He had
Yeah.
his assistants and everybody do
Mhm.
his bidding.
Yeah.
Now, my thing is this guy named Gene Deal, who was his bodyguard at one point. Why
Yeah.
is he called? Because he witnessed. Now
Yeah.
he didn't come to the feds or whatever.
Nah,
Whatever.
but he'll be called to, in the trial as a
Yeah,
witness. Absolutely.
he has to.
Fucking
If he's
has to be.
not, I don't know.
He has to be, man. He has to be. But Puffy's house, his Florida house is on a little shit called Star Island. It's a little man-made dollop of land in Biscayne Bay, reachable only by like a causeway or a boat, and it's among the most expensive places to live in the entire country. Like hands down, one of the most expensive places you could
Yeah,
live.
yeah, J-Lo
And
there too.
yeah,
Which
and
is
so his request is very similar to that dude. There's this rich motherfucker over here trying to get to turn his house into a private jail for for his trial. It's crazy.
yeah, they think
But
they can blow Escobar out this bitch.
I mean, if he had been granted bail, he would have to, stay in that house while waiting trial, and according, to the offer from his lawyers. And visits would be restricted to family only. Property caretakers and friends would not be considered co-conspirators, they said. And many of the accusations in the indictment parallel allegations contained in a November lawsuit that was filed by Cassie, named, Cassandra Ventura. And the suit was settled the following day, but its allegations have also followed Combs, since. And, you know, without naming Ventura, but clearly referring to her, Puffy's lawyer argued at Tuesday's arraignment that the entire criminal case is an outgrowth of one long-term, troubled but consensual relationship that faltered amid infidelity. The freak-offs, he contended, were an expansion of that relationship and not coercive.
Really, really, The lawyer's fucking amazing wordsmith of
Spinning shit.
stupidity.
Spinning it.
Trying to
Spinning.
spin it, but it's to no avail because how is it? Oh, so everybody's their boyfriend and girlfriend, like
Yeah.
the partners.
Exactly. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, what are you gonna say about everybody else there and the fucking sex workers and the? I mean, it's like you said, it's to no avail. It's fucking pointless. And prosecutors, portrayed the scope as larger, than it was, and they said that that they had interviewed more than 50 victims and witnesses, and like a lot of older hip hop figures, Bad Boy Records founder Combs had established a gentler public image, but the father of 7 children was a respected international businessman elsewhere in the world whose annual white parties in the Hamptons was once a must-have invite for anybody who was anybody, like millionaires, billionaires, celebrities, was all trying to get in Puffy's white parties. And but prosecutors said that he used those same companies, the same people, and the same methods that he used to build his business and cultural power to facilitate his crimes. And so they're trying to just vilify him in a way like just that he's just like this fucking Bond villain, bro. Like he's this mob boss who it just like it's crazy. And the problem is that while they're trying to make it look like this big criminal empire and this movie quality fucking bullshit, it's just really was just some freaky ass crazy sex addicted motherfucker. He's a sex addict, bro. He's on some weird sex shit, and that's all it is. He's just doing whatever he can do to have sex all the fucking time with all kinds of people, and that's what it is. And
I don't think it's just that, bro.
I think that's all it is.
Nah. From what I've seen,
not that that's nothing. He's trafficking bitches from other countries. He's trafficking kidnapped victims and shit. Yeah, but it's all to gratify himself sexually. It's not.
It's not just that. I mean, it's a larger picture with the feds because that's some regular sex trafficking. Yeah, that's federal, but it's more. It's racketeering, which is about
right
as well. You know what I mean? Laundering. They ain't
right
laundering yet.
Well, because they said that they were gonna prove that with the financial and travel records, the electronic communications, and the videos of the freak offs. And in March, well, when they raided his house in LA, they got all the narcotics and videos and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. That is true. That's not Photoshop, bro. That he really did.
I know that. I mean, those photos was.
I mean, the photo was Photoshop, but he really did.
Yeah,
like, that was yeah.
But I think it's more than that because you got to think
about. No, they did. They got firearms, ammunition, the 3 AR-15s with the serial numbers.
Aspects,
but
like other aspects, like his business aspects.
They're not talking about none of that. They're not talking about none of that. Watch this. Let me show you something.
They're only talking about the sexual part.
That's it. That's all this shit is about, dog.
Wow.
That's what's so crazy.
Oh shit! I already peeped it out. The reason why they're not talking about the business shit because the business shit extend to real players in the
real motherfucker. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Watch this shit. Watch this.
Yeah, the fact, Jake, that the government in this indictment presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a criminal enterprise, and they actually named it in the indictment, the Combs Enterprise. And they said that this enterprise consisted of him as the alleged leader, his employees, assistants, staff, allegedly, that were able to procure women and alleged male sex workers to engage in performances for his own sexual gratification. Where it differs from a mob indictment, it has all the elements of putting together this racketeering allegation of all these moving pieces using resources from his businesses. But the fact that this is about an allegation of sexual gratification being accomplished by alleged human trafficking. It's one of the most unique indictments I've ever seen in this area, in the area of sex crimes, because the government isn't actually prosecuting the sex crimes other than the human trafficking or the sex trafficking. They're not prosecuting any type of alleged sexual abuse to women, although that's part of this racketeering scheme. But the actual charges are racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transporting individuals over state lines to engage in prostitution. The reasoning around all of this, his alleged motivation as presented in that indictment by the government, is for his own personal gratification. And that's just the strangest type of indictment I've ever seen. But I agree with you. This indictment reads, it's very disturbing. The facts presented are out of a very bad Hollywood story. And a lot of the evidence, alleged evidence, that's been gathered in this case was from those 2 raids that were conducted on his personal homes in Miami and Los Angeles. And the indictment names that the thing seized that he allegedly made videos of these sexual performances that have been named freak-offs. And there seems to be a ton of evidence allegedly tying this scheme together. So it's an interesting way of prosecuting it, but I understand why they did it that way.
So what do you think of what Elizabeth Wagmeister just reported?
Wow. See, now that's new. He may get away with some shit, bro.
Yeah, dog. Like if they don't, that's why I'm really like, this don't seem like typical federal shit. Feds usually have it more locked than this. This seems more like some he said, she said bullshit. Like they keep like all the shit on the internet and people, oh, he doing this, he doing that, and it's like they're like, what he's doing what, and they're like, okay, let's get him. It's like y'all didn't tighten this up. I don't feel.
Yeah, it's like,
because like you said, it's so much more, dog, to Puffy and what they could be talking about, dog. That way more, like, dog. Like
this may be those motherfuckers, those the ones who are behind it all. Really, that the real.
That's why
they're probably just giving him a spanking. Like, look, motherfucker, give up the tapes, and we'll make all this shit go away. Okay, he gave up the tapes already, or whatever, or he made a promise that he will never release them, or you could kill him, or whatever. But he still got to go through with this shit.
Right.
So his whole reputation is tarnished now. He's done. He's out the industry. The motherfucker's done. So,
but it is, and the reason that I say Diddy Steen is not just because of the sex shit, not just because he's rich, but the political aspect. Epstein was killed because of the politicians that he had up at that island fucking with little girls, because of the billionaires and all type of other motherfucking important motherfuckers that he had out that island fucking with children.
Yeah.
And that's why before his trial could commence, while they had him in jail, they had to kill him. You know what I'm saying? These egotistical motherfuckers do not kill themselves like that. Not on no shit like that, dog. A and B. He knew too much, dog. And Diddy, it's the same type of situation, man. I think he's connected with, like you said, man, politicians and important motherfuckers that have been at these freak offs and shit. And yeah, man, they're gonna try to get him up out of there.
There were tons of people going to his parties. Yeah. And then you've seen videos like I don't know if you heard of Choke No Joke, right?
Yeah.
He has footage of being at a Diddy party when he was rolling with Rockefeller.
Right.
And they showed busloads of broads getting on.
Yeah.
Like Drake does the same thing too.
Yeah.
So now
Leonardo DiCaprio do that shit, bro. Leonardo DiCaprio be having bitches boated in to wherever he's at, Brazil.
So that would be a defense for his lawyer. Like, look, these guys do the same thing. Are you gonna? What's the difference? We hire women to come through and entertain. They're entertainers or what have you. We hire them.
That's the thing. They're gonna have to prove that these women were prostitutes, or that they were, coerced or somehow kidnapped into doing this. And then, also there's these male sex workers that he hired to come do these freak offs.
Yeah.
Which is some mind blowing shit to me. I mean, what type of dude? I'm not like, come on, B. Like, you if just have a bunch of chicks freak. Like, what? I have a freak off with a bunch of women, not dudes and women. Like, I don't want to see dudes.
He thought he was Caesar and Caligula.
Right.
He thought he was on that level.
He was on some Roman shit.
Yeah. And usually he's that fraternity, that Greek fraternity type shit, because he's part of that dumb shit. That's what happens, man. They think they're above everybody, control everybody. I'm gonna create the ultimate fantasy for me and for you. What? Nigga, get the fuck up out of here, man.
Diddy Steen.
But yeah, he I don't know, man.
Well, this is what they said. They got the indictment. What's in the indictment? Detailing allegations dating to 2008. The indictment accuses Combs of abusing, threatening, and coercing women for years. It describes him inducing female victims and male sex workers into drugged up, sometimes days-long sexual performances dubbed freak-offs, and also refers to an attack on his former girlfriend and R&B singer Cassie, and that was captured on video. So this is some TikTok shit, dog. TikTok and fucking IG got this man hemmed up. What Combs is saying, he appeared in court on Tuesday, pleaded not guilty to sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. What led up to this moment? Over the past year, Combs has been sued by people who say that he submitted them or subjected them to physical or sexual abuse. He has denied many of those allegations. And this is how they said that it went down. They said,
wow.
Let's see, attorneys and
Yo,
blah blah blah.
Different. After you finish with this, I'm gonna hit you with another angle of this. Yo.
No.
Okay.
The U.S. Attorney's Office can offer.
What's this?
There's really no deal that the Attorney's Office can offer, and it's certainly not one that Diddy will accept. It would involve decades in federal prison. We're talking about mandatory minimum sentences of 10 years for both the drug charges and the sex trafficking. So we know that Diddy has fought charges before. There were state charges. There were gun-related, the nightclub shooting with J-Lo. But he's going to dig in his heels, and this case is going to trial. So if you're prosecutors, you really want to make sure that your evidence is bulletproof before you go down that route.
Exactly. I don't think it's bulletproof.
What the fuck?
The associated.
So here's my angle with this.
There's his son.
They know. See, this trial is a big. It's like the young. What's his name? Young whatever the motherfucker down in Atlanta. What's his name? Young.
Who? What? I don't know. I don't follow that shit. What happened?
Well, there's a rapper already that's been on trial for damn near a year or two. He with Birdman and them, young something. Well,
I don't know.
I think it's a diversion, man. I mean, yeah, this case is the case, but I think this case is just a diversion from what's happening in the next 2 months.
That's how they do.
Everybody's fixated on Diddy and what he did.
Yeah.
What's Kamala? Oh,
right.
Attention from Kamala and
right. What's going on in the foreign relations? What's going on overseas?
So everybody's mind was basically fixated on Kamala Harris, right? Oh, how she don't know what the fuck she's doing. Every interview she got to have some handler next to her or somebody with her to hold her hand and got it through. And she needs all this help, but she's supposed to be vying for the top spot in the world, and she's doing a fucked up job of trying to display that. Oh, okay, she's getting too much heat. We got to throw somebody in there. Who do we got on who we could throw in there? We only got Diddy. Yeah, Drake. He's a Canadian, so we ain't got too much control over him. Yeah, we're gonna go with Diddy. Let's throw this shit out there. Let's bump up the charges just to get some get some play in the news cycle. Let's wipe her shit out off the news cycle.
Right.
Now, because so you hear now is Diddy. You don't hear nothing about Kamala Harris. Damn, you don't even hear about the attempted assassination anymore like that. Soon as Diddy hit, it was all over. Diddy everywhere. Diddy all
they just attempted to assassinate him again like yesterday or Sunday.
But Monday now he pops up. Oh, we gotta wipe all that away. We on this Diddy shit now.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing that shit since since way before I was born, but my whole life I've been doing that shit, dog. They will do that, man. Like whenever it's a big sensational shit like this, but you wonder why the fuck they're making a big deal out of it, because it's really something that normally would have just got third page news. Yeah, and it'd be some shit that's going on right at that time, and they don't want you to know.
Yeah,
but
that's what it is. They press the panic button and activate Diddy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it really is. And he's gonna get away right after the election, and they do what they gotta do. Watch, they're gonna find him on a lesser charge or what have you, and he's gonna be on house arrest for 2 years or 3 years or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all you're gonna hear. Watch. Because
Yeah.
they just using him to sway the minds of the people away from what's really critically happened. I mean, you got a war overseas, a few wars overseas. You got an influx of illegal immigration going through. You know what I'm saying? Every state is having an issue with these Argentinian gangsters or whatever the hell they want to be.
Mhm.
And then Trump getting assassinated attempt.
We got Haitians eating the fucking pets. It's pandemonium.
It's pandemonium. That's the perfect fucking word, bro.
But
pandemonium.
It's pandemonium. 2024. Yeah, man. But yeah, the judge they let her ass out of the courtroom by the marshals. The judge said that she has significant concerns about Combs' substance abuse. She said that he very significant concerns, substance abuse, and what appears to be anger issues. She said, which it's a good observation. As the lawyers debated, Combs sat often looking straight ahead and expressionless with his arms folded in his lap. At times, he or his lawyers leaned over to converse. They are nearest to the gallery, which is full of reporters and observers. The courtroom, one of the larger ones at the federal courthouse in Manhattan, is packed with around 150 people.
It's like the floor damn near.
Yep. He said, and Combs' attorney says they're coming into Mr. Combs' bedroom. The lawyer argued that the freak-offs mentioned in the indictment were an expansion of Combs' long-term relationship with one woman, introducing a male partner to have sex with the person identified in the document as victim one. The lawyer said he and his co-counsel have interviewed half a dozen of those men and that none said they ever saw any non-consensual sex, control, or coercion. Is it sex trafficking? Not if everybody wants to be there, the lawyer said. We are not better off in the federal government if the federal government comes into our bedrooms. They don't do good there. That's what they're doing. They're coming into Mr. Combs's bedroom. So, well, yeah, I mean, he's trying to rally people to be like, nah, you can't, why are you going in this man's privacy and shit? And, obviously, we don't want the feds giving a fuck about what we do behind closed doors, and especially in the bedroom at night. But we know that they always have. I mean, homosexuality used to be a fucking federal crime.
Yeah.
So,
this ain't new. But this is gonna have
pornography.
Yeah,
all that shit was a crime.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. So, Lil Bootsy said some stuff earlier. He's like, so now every rapper and every entertainer can't fly a bitch in.
Right. Because right. That's basically, exactly.
Drake's been having busloads of women come to his mansion. Mansions plural. And you know what? Since the old boy sold all his property in the US, supposedly, I don't know if that's true or not, but allegedly he sold all his property in the US, Drake. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he's like, he already got the nod, like, yo, there's something about to go down. Let me get the hell out of town.
Right.
As a owner of property that can be linked to sex trafficking. So supposedly, allegedly. Man, these guys are crazy, man.
Learn more at lebalvi.com.
So
I think this might be the Boosie thing.
Yeah. So that means rock stars from the 80s and 90s, will they get sued because they had groupies in their room and stuff? And
because they're not black, and they're not influential. Right. They're not as influential. And they know that hip hop stars, it's a black man. They don't want that. They don't want to have too much power.
Yeah.
And B, they know that it's the most influential thing on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if Tupac ran for president.
Yeah. I mean, but shit, the same allegations was thrown at Tupac at one point. Almost thing almost
right.
the rate.
That's my point. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and that's
Yeah.
might be why he's dead now. We don't
Mhm.
know, but yeah, I mean, Tupac at the age he would be at today,
Yeah.
had he, gone, which I think he was going, what he was leading towards heading into politics, and had he just been doing that for the last 20 years, I guarantee you he could be elected.
Mhm.
Again with new episodes. In today's video, I want to show you Pussy Bash speaks about Diddy in jail for basically doing what every
He said, I feel Diddy's in jail for doing basically what every other famous entertainer has done. Flew bitches out for threesomes. He just freakier. We actually go call women prostitutes who fly in willingly to be with their partners for sex. If that's the case, if you've been flued out and had sex, you should be labeled a prostitute. If that's the case, that's 80% of the women reading this in trafficking. You're a celebrity, you gotta fly pussy in. How else you gonna get the pussy? You never you're never in one place. And when I saw that video, I was pissed off at this cat. Like, he really got a problem, but facing life in prison for doing basically what so many other entertainers has done.
other faith, we actually go call women.
Yeah. Nope. That's what Bootsy said. I mean, on one hand, I do understand that. Like, yo, how do you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I had a chick from Philadelphia come all the way from Philadelphia back when I was like 20 something. From Philly straight to Staten Island, bro.
Right.
I had another chick come in from Atlanta, stuff like that. So that's sex trafficking.
Exactly.
But I guess it's sex trafficking if money changes hands, because now that's institution. So
yeah. And if
you're giving gifts,
and if there's any coercion, or you force them to come or anything like that, that's trafficking.
yeah, that's crazy.
You kidnapped them, you brought them here without their, against their will. But I haven't heard no allegations of that. Like, I don't know where they're getting that from. We haven't heard that yet. We heard that he beat Cassie, and we heard he had crazy ass freak offs with dudes and shit that he hired. That's pretty much it. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not seeing the rest of this shit.
And that's why I say this is a smokescreen for Kamala Harris. That's why I say this is that
For something. Yeah. For something. It's a smokescreen for some shit. Gotta be.
Because ain't no way in hell that's a solid case. It can't be a solid case. Because if they don't have a plethora of broads come forth and say, yeah, he abused me, he forced me, I was chained up in his basement. If nobody's doing that,
right,
for it like that, they have no case.
Right.
Now, the other side of it is they may have a case. They may have like 50 to 100 people waiting as witnesses.
Right.
But the feds have to the feds have to let them, his lawyers, know that they have over 150 witnesses.
Right.
So he can't be blindsided in court. They have to they get all the information, like the prosecutor has the information. So if there's no witnesses that's willing to come forward and state the obvious, or they have to be witnesses that don't have a grudge against him either.
Right.
See, that's the other thing that people don't understand. If they have grudges to grind with him, like real grudges, then their statements can be admissible because you have a grudge to grind against this guy. You want him to go to jail. So we can't, how can we believe you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. These, these rich motherfuckers and these, mega stars, they get away with shit all the time.
Yeah.
But it's the perfect smokescreen because, it's something that's been in the news and well, it's been all over social media. I mean, it's been everywhere. Yeah. So it's something they know that will definitely grab the people. But Yeah, man. There's some news, well, not some really news, but about the Blade, about Blade. The guy that created X-Men 97, well, the guy that wrote it, Bo DeMeo.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, he's been saying some shit about, he's been revealing a bunch of behind the scenes shit. He's pissed they fired him and shit. But for Blade, he's talking about now, he said basically, it's recently, confirmed that well, I guess it's not recent, but he did say that Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange and all that, he basically confirmed the original plans for it and shit, but he's saying that Disney Plus is a disaster. And now, while responding to the rumors that potentially both Armor Wars and Blade might be canceled, he goes over his pitches for the MCU Blade movie in a series of tweets on X, and he also confirmed that there were plans to use the daughter of Blade, which I think we I pretty much suspected myself that they were going to do that. But he said, take a John Wick movie, give mobsters fangs, swap Keanu for Mahershala Ali, hand him a sword, not a daughter who makes him, fret over swinging the hero's name. John Wick cost 20 million to make. Add 10 million for vampire dark effects, VFX shit like that. Then you have 30 to 40 million dollar Marvel movie, he said. And so he also echoed a lot of what fans' frustrations when he revealed that he had a vision of Blade similar to the Raid movies, and also said that Marvel is broken. He said, I don't get why it's been so hard. Studio's broken. I wrote 3 drafts and a dozen outlines in 3 impossible months. My fave was the Raid style treatment, where Blade finds himself defending a rundown tenement of humans from Varney's vamp hordes until daylight. And then he continued about tweeting about his pitches to Marvel and shit. He said, took place over one night. Blade learns from Tenant Jericho Drum that Varney's attacking because the female tenant who Blade sort of fancies has been magically impregnated by Lilith by tenants who are secretly Darkhold cultists. Think 30 Days of Night meets Rosemary's Baby. It just sounds crazy. He said, in the end, Blade's forced to decide what to do with her and the baby in the final act to keep the mother of evil out of Varney's hands as the first vampire arrives to kidnap her. Drum cracks out an old voodoo occult object to help Blade in the end defeat Varney. And then he added, whoops, post got cut off. Blade learns from Drum that the love interest's been impregnated by tenants who are secretly Darkhold cultists. Didn't get to show this treatment to the studio before I was pulled off the project after reporting about civil rights abuses on Blade.
Yeah, Varney was the first vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yep. Okay, they was going to introduce Varney in that? That's crazy. Yep. Same like with Varney with the comics.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know if that Raid plot would work because it's like you're gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand to save money, you stay in a stationary building place,
right?
Like Aliens, in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like a budget. That's like a low budget. That's not going to be a big Marvel show. But to be fair, I mean, to play devil's advocate, as you say, I think that like a sort of Disney Plus show with the budgets they be having in a raid situation, siege type situation, might actually be smart because it could make it look really good. So they wouldn't have to go anywhere.
Netflix used that with Daredevil. Remember, he was going through the what was it, the Hand or something like that. He was fighting all those, going through the building and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they even used it in that style of fighting with Luke Cage.
I think he was talking about like a siege where he's like a Night of the Living Dead thing where they're like trapped in the warehouse and they got to defend it from vampires that are steadily attacking all night.
Okay.
That's kind of what I thought he was saying, but
I mean, it'd probably be cool. I mean, I have no objection to
basic.
Yeah,
Mm.
as long as Blade is Wesley Snipes, I'm good with it.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
biased.
right.
I'm biased to the core.
I mean, that would be dope. That would
Yeah,
be dope.
you know
But
what I mean?
they probably want somebody younger.
Yeah, but
But
see, Blade's daughter, he would be the Blade now. That would have been cool. You know what I'm saying? But with Wesley Snipes Blade, I
that's
mean,
something I could see them doing. Like, given if we, they'll be like, okay, they'll, we'd have to accept them having Blade's, daughter being basically the star,
mhm,
as long as Blade could be Wesley Snipes.
yeah,
And I think I'd be down with that.
it would have. See, if Marvel really planned it well, okay, they introduced Blade's daughter. Why not have having Blade also have found out he had a son? Then
Right.
you introduce Mahershala as he's not Blade, but he's the son of Blade. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That would have made more sense. People wouldn't
Right.
have been on anybody's back. You could have Wesley in it in a limited role as Blade, but have his son and his daughter do whatever damage they do together. You know what I'm saying? It would have been
But
a smart.
they want a female. That's the
Yeah,
whole point of it.
yeah. I mean,
That's
yeah.
why they wouldn't do it. That's why they wouldn't do the son. That's
Mhm,
just why they want a female, and it's got to be a female.
yeah. Good.
That's just how it should be, man. That's just how they're doing it now. And it's a phase. We'll get through it. But they could be planning a little bit more too than we expected. Marvel, new reports are kind of suggesting that they already have an entirely new phase lined up for Marvel after Secret Wars, and Blades involved. But they already have a packed schedule for the next few years. But that's not stopping them from like looking down the road and planning further. And reportedly, they're focused on a yet to be explored side of the franchise, something they have not gone into yet. And during a secret Discord Q&A, industry insider Alex Perez shared some intriguing insights into Marvel Studios' plans for the MCU after Avengers Secret Wars. According to him, Marvel is gearing to launch up a new saga focused on the supernatural side of the MCU, with, of course, with Blade taking center stage as the main, focus in their chat. So, like Werewolf by Night,
Yeah.
Moon Knight, Doctor Strange shit, all of that, the Midnight Suns, all of that kind of stuff. And, they're already planning several future storylines, though. It's not really, we don't really know which route they're ultimately going to take. But given their packed schedule, a lot of the projects rumored, have yet to be developed or have been placed on hold. But it is confirmed that 2 more Avengers movies are in the works, with additional movies sandwiched in between them to connect the various storylines, and all of this will eventually culminate in Secret Wars, marking the conclusion of this current saga. Recent rumors suggesting that Marvel was considering a multiverse saga with Loki as the central figure, but new reports indicate the studio might shift its focus towards exploring the supernatural side of the MCU. And I really hope that is true, because I do not want to see another goddamn fucking multiverse shit with Loki as the god. Can we not? Can we not? Like, come on, bro. We've done fucking Loki. We've done the multiverse to death.
Yeah.
So I think definitely moving in another direction. Mutants seems the logical direction to me, but the supernatural stuff would definitely
Yeah.
be
Why not Ghost Rider? Yeah,
second.
Ghost Rider,
Ghost
Blade,
Rider, Blade, all that. Yeah,
of what the
Midnight Sun.
Midnight Suns. Come on, you got
Hmm.
Blaze, right?
Yeah,
You got different characters. You can go with even you got the Werewolf by Night, and then you got
yeah,
Man Thing. You
right.
got come on, it's a
Yeah,
plethora of good stuff they can use, man.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go that route. They did the galaxy thing. They did the outer space thing. They did the defending the Earth thing. Come on, let's get into shit that's going on the Earth and outside, but more mystical. You know what I mean?
right,
And, and dark. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
I, I think that's a good route, man.
yeah. And they're also suggesting that Marvel has already picked a key figure to lead the new supernatural saga, which is Blade. And the Blade reboot has been, obviously stuck in development for quite some time. repeated delays, obstacles, bullshit that have raised a lot of questions about whether the movie will ever be released, will ever be made. But it's now confirmed that Marvel will release the movie, but only when the timing is optimal. The studio aims to release it once they have the perfect story in place, ensuring that Blade's introduction into the MCU is impactful, well timed, well received, makes sense, gels and all of that stuff. And if the rumors are accurate, Blade could be the ideal character to anchor the supernatural saga, and of course would explain why the project is taking so long to materialize. But I think to succeed, they need to deliver a strong, compelling introduction for Blade in the MCU that not only brings in audiences, but also, sets the standard for the whole supernatural corner of the MCU in that one movie. And if they fail to do that, there's a risk that fans would lose interest before that saga even took off, and it would just be a dud before it started. But if Blade turns out badly, that would be doom for all the projects in the new saga, and they could maybe change directions. But while specific details, about what comes after Blade reunion or Blade, we don't know. But the source has hinted that Marvel Studios might be gearing up to finally dive into the rumored Midnight Suns storyline, which I've been waiting on. Like they've been rumored to doing that, so hopefully that happens. But we'll see. But they apparently they've also allegedly revealed the main villain for the MCU X-Men reboot as well. And we'll have all that news for you guys next time. But you guys be safe, man. That's our show.
Word.
Have a good week, and we'll see you guys Saturday, as always, 7 p.m. Wednesday, Saturday. We'll see you guys then. Be safe. Peace, love. We'll see you then. Peace.
Peace.